Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a late Thursday night video. Or if you're watching on the replay, for my great people on the replay crew, it is now Friday, March the 7th, 2025. But you're watching, well, right now, it's still, well, if you're in the West Coast, it is Thursday, March the 6th, 2025. Ready at the first weekend, officially, of March. Saturday night, late Saturday night at 2 a.m. Don't forget to turn your clock forward an hour to 3 o'clock so you don't get up early or late or whatever. But we got that. We got spring coming up in about 2 weeks. Under 2 weeks from now. And pretty soon, about a month, a little over a month from now, about a little over 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks, we're about to hit Easter already. Crazy how time flies, you know. Can't stop time. I mean, I don't even think, can't. Like my good buddy Ferris Bueller used to say, life moves pretty fast. You don't sit around and stop and think about it once in a while. You could miss it. So, he told us well, that man that looks like me. He does look like me. Matthew Broderick kind of looks like me. But I digress. But anyway, we move on with that. But anyway, welcome to the ever so popular Peter Joseph channel right here on youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down below in the description box, otherwise known as my pants. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but on these stupid comments, you're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm, where Satan will eat your mighty soul! And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Like I said, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit that bell, turn on all notifications for more, because if you don't, you're SOL. And you better know what that means by now. And if you don't, well, look it up. That's all pretty much it. And if you're brand new here for the very first time, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride, because it's bumpy. Sit back, relax, you grab yourself a nice cold one like this little concoction right there. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. You like it? Smash that like button. If you don't, go fuck yourself. Get out of here. Go to some other channel and do that shit. And that's all I gotta say about that. Let me move on. You might hear the wind in the video in the background. It is windy as fuck right now. It's gonna continue through Sunday here in the northeast. It'll be 51 tomorrow, and then drop like flies, pretty much. It's gonna be like not even 40, about 42 on Sunday, and then back up to 65 degrees, and then back down again by the next weekend. Ugh. Right before St. Patrick's Day weekend, it's gonna be like 51 again. I mean, it's like it's supposed to get rain next week, so because we got rain. I mean, it poured. Oh my god! I went to the store last night. I got a couple of things for the missus and me, and I went out. It wasn't raining that hard, but by the time I came back from the store and then rounded the corner to get to my house, it poured like a monsoon. I felt it was like in a hurricane. Shit. I got soaked. Oy. I had to put my pants and pretty much my pants and my socks in the dryer because they were wet as fuck. And my shoes I had to pretty much put near my heater so they can get dry. And I put my jacket, around the same place, so that dried automatically. So it's a good thing I have a nice jacket. But I guess anyway. But yeah, it was pouring last night. It was crazy. So Now I know how a monsoon feels like, but it is what it is. But anyway, I got home and, it's crazy here in the Northeast sometimes. I get blizzards, every so often. Windy as balls, gusts up to 40, sometimes 50, sometimes 60 here in my neck of the woods. Sometimes it knocks out the rich man's dish. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it knocks out the rich man's internet. I can't do work, it sucks. And then it knocks down my garbage cans, and it's just bad. Just bad. But anyway, wherever you may be, I hope it's not too windy or not raining and whatever it is. But just hope you're having a great late Thursday night, early Friday morning, wherever you may be. And hope you have a great weekend, because we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. We got from what I read, a huge, like Donald Trump, huge SmackDown tomorrow night. I wonder what that means. We'll see what happens with that. TNA was a pretty damn good episode, setting up for Sacrifice next Friday. Get a big 10-man steel cage match. 10 men in a cage. Shit. That's like a 15 foot. Yeah, pretty much a 15-foot high steel cage. 10 men in there. That's crazy. It was like MLW's, what do they call that goddamn match? It's not War Games per se, but, I can't think of the name of it. I think it's, Shoot. No, it's not Shoot. I think it's called Grenade or something like that. I gotta look that up. But anyway, MLW does some type of thing like that. It's like a wannabe War Games, but it is pretty much what it is. And that's that. Though it's so lightning. Maybe it was me. Anyway, but lots of good stuff coming your way. We got Revolution this Sunday, Sacrifice next weekend, and then a couple weeks after that, we got AEW once again on pay-per-view. AEW Dynasty, if all you people in Australia, Dynasty, or here in the States, Dynasty, coming your way April the 6th. Then we got WrestleMania coming up pretty soon. Baseball will be starting. Lots of good stuff. I mean, huge summer coming up. We got All In coming up. GCW's coming to my neck of the woods. Holy shit! In July? I'm hoping I can go to that one. I mean, that's gonna be huge in my neck of the woods. I'm not telling you the date, but it's in July, but late July. Late July. I can't wait for that, man. Brooklyn, no. Well, I kind of gave it away, but anyway. But in my neck of the woods, you know what that is, but I can't wait. GCW in New York, mind you. So you know that, GCW gets ultra violent, hardcore. You know they can't do that shit in New York, especially at the Hammerstein. They can't do, blow people up and everything, you know what I mean? It sucks. It just sucks that the New York State Athletic Commission is a bunch of fart knockers. I mean, you can't see blood, not much blood, but I mean, they'll probably just use doors and ladders and maybe some tables here and there. They're not gonna use barbed wire or some shit like that. Ring of Honor used that at Final Battle with Dustin Rhodes and Spanish God Sammy Guevara against the Righteous in that Texas Bull Rope match. It was just, they could bleed and they used a barbed wire table, but, the commission didn't say shit about that. So, I don't know how GCW would be, it'd be a little bit tamer-ish, whatever you want to call it. When they come around the New York, my neck of the woods, around the New York area, so. But that's later this summer. But can't wait for that. But and we got another one in New York for TNA, and that's Slammiversary at the Nassau Mausoleum. I don't know when Grand Slam New York will be, if they even do it in New York again at Arthur Ashe Hall Stadium. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, I know I just spieled for like 10 minutes, but anyway, topic of the video down below. Well, we have another, finally, after a couple of weeks, we're like, when is the next person gonna be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame for 2025? We got Triple H, the game, and we got Michelle McCool. We found out a couple weeks ago, and there was a story running. I heard from Joe Cronin, the big great man that he is. What's up, Joe? He said on I think on a live video that Michelle McCool is now on LFG. Like they kicked out Mickie James. Or there was a story. I don't know if it's. I didn't really read the story that well, but in any case, Undertaker, the goat of all goats of the modern era, he had his wife on the show last week, and he's kind of petitioning for her to be on the show, and then they kind of skedaddled the Mickie James. So I don't know the situation with that, but. Because I think everything was taped prior. But, they're going to be in New York on Tuesday. So, I don't know, we're going to see Mickie James on Tuesday. We'll see, but... Undertaker was kind of, lobbying to have Michelle McCool be on the show and kind of replace Mickie James. Like, Spanish Archer her out. That too. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so we had Michelle McCool and Triple H in the Hall of Fame, and we've been waiting to see who the next person is. Finally, earlier tonight, we found out that a legendary tag team is going to be entering the WWE Hall of Fame. And I was like thinking, I wonder who that could be. Demolition? Wrong! Because I thought there was going to be Demolition, because they did get added to the alumni page. Not Demolition. Not the Jumping Bomb Angels, you bastards. But is another legendary tag team from the early 90s, from 91 to 93, and they were known as the Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, former tag team champions, my dad. Alright, so we got the late, great John Tenta, who was Earthquake, and then later in WCW, because he followed Hogan, of course, and he feuded with Hogan, in both feds. He was known as the Shark back then. And then Typhoon, otherwise known, his real name Fred Ottman, used to be friends with Hogan in the early days and turned on him again. And I think he was in, he started in WCW. Remember the Shockmaster? Oh, probably one of the stupidest gimmicks ever. And the most horrible fucking debut ever. Remember when he came out, when this thing's like, I'm gonna summon the shock you all, and then he comes out and he loses his fucking helmet. And he was freaking Typhoon. Before he was Typhoon. It was so hilarious. They showed it on Dark Side of the Ring season 6. And Haku saw it for the first time. He was laughing up a storm. It was just probably one of the funniest things in wrestling back in like the late 80s. It was just crazy. And British Bulldog was there too. So there was it had to be the late 80s, 90s, I think. Early 90s. But anyway, Earthquake and Typhoon joined the class of 2025 with Triple H and Michelle McCool, and we'll see them, I think April the 18th, that's when the Hall of Fame is. We don't know where it is. Well, it's going to be in Vegas, but we don't know where, if it's going to take place in, where SmackDown's going to be, or maybe where, and Raw might be, Raw, SmackDown before Mania is going to be, I think, the MGM Grand, but I'm not sure. And then, usually the Hall of Fame will be right after that. And then Raw is going to be the Raw after Mania, which is probably going to be the most talked about and epic Raw this year. Probably coming from, I think, the MGM Grand Garden Arena, but we'll see. I've been talking about the Hall of Fame being at the Sphere. I wouldn't mind that, but, we'll have to see what happens with that. And NXT will be at that little rinky-dink 1,000-seat arena, MMA type arena they had NXT Battleground at. So it's going to be there for Stand and Deliver. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm not mad about, Earthquake and Typhoon getting in before Demolition. But anyway, like I said, they were a dominant tag team in the early 1990s. They only teamed for from 91 to 93. Under the tutelage of the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, man with a megaphone, then turned face later. They were heels, they were feuding with Hogan, and then they turned face. They were known for their immense size and power, using their strength to just destroy their opponents. They won WWF, not E, WWF Tag Team Gold in 1992, defeating Money Inc., the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase, and IRS, Mr. Mike Rotunda. But they run in WWE, they didn't even have a long reign, by the way. It was just, a shit reign. But anyway, their run in WWE lasted until 1993, when they eventually disbanded, and then they moved on to WCW. And, that's, pretty much it. We all know what happened with Earthquake, became the Shark, joined up with the Dungeon of Doom, beat the fuck out of Hogan. Man, with the Yeti! I think the Yeti was Giant Gonzalez or somebody else that was 7'7" or something like that. Remember that whole thing where they had this big freaking thing on the stage, and then it was you didn't know who was in it. Like the gobbledygooker back at Survivor Series, what the fuck is this egg doing here? And then it hatched. It was the freaking gobbledygooker, who originally it was Hector Guerrero. Anyway, people say it was the Undertaker. Nah, it was not the Undertaker. But anyway, WCW kind of copied that, and they had this rock thing. It kind of looked like Boo, not Boo, but the capsule looked like Boo, where Boo came out of. And then, the Yeti pretty much debuted at, I think it was Halloween Havoc. I forgot what year, but... And then, it just, came out, and then you see, the Yeti! Comes out, and, freaking John Tender's got a freaking bear hug on Hogan, and then next thing you know, you see the Yeti look like a fucking mummy. Comes in, 7 foot, 7'7", looked like the Giant Gonzalez. And he goes, double bear hug on Hogan, breaking his ribs into many pieces. And then you overheard freaking Bobby Heenan, Hulkamania's dead, they killed it, it's dead! Goodbye, Hulk Hogan! This is before Hogan, joined the NWO, so... No, it wasn't Earthquake. Earthquake was in the Dungeon of Doom. He did, kick Hogan's ass, and then when the Yeti came out, it was Big Show. I think it was Big Show had Hogan in a bear hug, and then the Yeti come in, they double they double bear hugged Hogan, basically not killing him, but destroying him. I think it was that horrible Halloween Havoc where Hogan and Big Show had they were on top of the roof of the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. That monster truck challenge, and then they were fighting on top of the roof, and then Big Show got knocked off the roof to his death, and then Hogan's like, "Oh my God, I killed him!" And then near the end, pretty much, Big Show comes out and beats the fuck out of Hogan. I forgot what year that. It had to be 90. It was 95, 96, I think. I gotta look that up. But in any case, yeah, it seemed like when Hogan was around, and then they found John Tenta in the crowd. Remember that shit? I think he was trying to think of how he debuted in WWF. I know he was in the crowd, and he comes out, and I don't think he beat up Hogan at the time. I think he was with Jimmy Hart, and I think Dino Bravo at the time. I don't remember, but a long time ago, so I don't remember. But yeah, he was a powerhouse. He beat the fuck out of Hogan. I remember when they beat up Hogan, and Earthquake hit. Now I think it was 3 Earthquake splashes on Hogan, caved his chest in and shit. And Hogan was a mess. And then eventually he would whip his ass on Saturday Night's Main Event, I think. But then when Hogan went to WCW, guess who went with him? John Tenta, because I think backstage they were friends or some shit. And next thing you know, Earthquake becomes the Shark. And he joins up with the Dungeon of Doom with, the late great Kevin Sullivan and company. I forgot who was the master of that thing. Remember that was it was Kevin Sullivan, it was Earthquake, Jimmy Hart, Big Show at the time, and then there was this other guy, this big, I thought it was Abdul the Butcher for a second, but I couldn't tell who he was. And then Hogan's he met him and Hogan! I forgot who played him. That Dungeon Master, not the Taskmaster, the Dungeon Master. I forgot who he was. But that was a pretty good, faction before the NWO just destroyed that shit. But I digress. Moving on. But, anyway. But yeah, the Natural Disasters are in the Hall of Fame as the tag team. So I think we'll get I think we get 1, maybe 2 more. I think we have to get a manager. I don't know who they can get with that. I think they might put maybe you put a celebrity in, maybe Shaq. But, because Sudo's already in, so, I don't know who else could go in, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm hoping Bray Wyatt. I don't know what's going to be this year, though. Cena, maybe this year, maybe next year, but, Cena's on his retirement tour, so why not, put him in the Hall of Fame this year? But then you got Triple H, who's going to be the headliner? Triple H is the headliner right now, but maybe you have a co-headliner, Triple H and Cena will be co-headliners, and then you got Michelle McCool, you got the Natural Disasters, and then, Don't know. I was hoping to be Mickey James this year, but it's every year Mickey James hasn't gone in yet. Victoria hasn't gone in yet. Melina, Jazz. It's just insane. Miss Elizabeth still ain't in. 30 some odd years later, Miss Elizabeth is still not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why. If it's the whole thing with the Luger thing, then I guess that's the reason why Luger ain't in yet. Because, even he finally came clean and atoned for his sins about killing Miss Elizabeth. 30 years later, Lexi, You killed probably one of the most gorgeous women in wrestling history. right, Liz? That's right, Mr. Joseph. It's like, you know, and it took so long for Randy to get in, too. You know, Randy's mad. He's been mad. Hey, you should have put me in later. I mean later, you meant earlier. That's what I meant. Oh, yeah. Okay, calm down. But anyway. They finally put in the Poffo family. They put in Macho Man Randy Savage. And, Leaping Lanny Poffo and, Angela Poffo. About fucking time. But they still haven't put in Miss Elizabeth yet. I don't know why. And this is why I hate the Hall of Fame. Because they put in people that should not be in it. Coco Beware? What did he do besides singing Pal Driver and do the bird with Frankie? I don't understand why Coco Beware went in. That's like saying the Killer Bees will go in. Not that you say that's a bad thing, but, you know, be Brian Blair and be jumping Jim Brunzell and, you know, be Brian Blair, but I don't even think they're in. If they're not, they should. Not that they did much in WWE in the early 80s, but, you know. They should have an all-80s Hall of Fame, and, like, bring, you know, put in the good people in the 80s, of course, you know. You know, put in some jobbers like Outback Jack. I don't know if he's in, but Iron Mike Sharp. The late great Iron Mike Sharp, because, you know, he's passed away. Barry Horowitz should be in. Just saying, Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame just for his 2 wins. And his 2 wins were against the late great Chris Candido. What are you gonna do? I think the Brooklyn Brawler should be in the Hall of Fame. Steve Lombardi. Why is he not? I don't know. You know, the legendary Barry O should be in. What's his name? Wayne Gill, Jim, what's his goddamn name? I think Dwayne Gill, another jobber. He jobbed all the time, shit. Like Iron Mike Sharp. Actually, Iron Mike Sharp won one match. I think it was at a house show with Hogan. We're just sad that Hogan had to help him get a win. Hogan! You know? Oy. Barry O never got a win. Damn. Jim Powers. Remember Jim Powers? When he was a jobber, and so was Paul Roma, before they formed probably one of the most, I think they're underrated tag teams of the 80s, Power and Glory. Tag team champions, mind you. I think once or twice. I'm just saying. That's another tag team that should be in. Strikeforce should be in. Tito Santana and Rick Martel. Rick Martel by himself should be in. Elegance! I think Chico Santana is in. I think he is. Chico Santana with the flying jalapeno. Bobby Heenan with the flying jalapeno. Anyway, Strikeforce should be in. Because they had probably one of the most epic theme songs of the 80s. Girls in Cars, you know, by Robbie Dupree. God, I can't play his theme song anymore, so. There's a lot of tag teams in the 80s should go in. Freaking Greg Valentine and the Honky Tonk Man, the Dream Team. The Twin Towers, the late great Big Boss Man. Well, he's still, yeah, I think he's dead. The Big Boss Man and the African Dream Akeem. I think Reverend Slick should go in too if he's not in already. Yes, I mean, if I ran the WWE Hall of Fame, that's who I start putting in. All the 80s people. Miss Elizabeth would be the first woman. Then I think she's in. I don't know if she's in, but Leilani Kai, the Jumping Bomb Angels. Well, you know Randy Richter's in, obviously. Cyndi Lauper should be in for the Subway win. You should get in this year. She's already up on the ballot for the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Doubt she gets in, but I think Billy Idol is topping the list right now, but Cindy has to get in to the Rock and WWE Hall of Fame. Without her, there would be no rock and wrestling connection with Hogan and, Mr. T and company. Wendy Richter, too, But, shit. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think of the natural disasters, earthquake, and typhoon being in the WWE Hall of Fame this year? I'm not mad about it. I wish it was Demolition, Axis Smash. Well, that's a good question. If Demolition goes in, does Crush go in posthumously? Because, he passed away. So, Axe Smash and Crush. I don't know. I would assume Bryan Adams gets... No, Bryan Adams. Well, yeah. Yeah, Bryan Adams, right? Not the singer Bryan Adams, obviously. But yeah, I would put Crush in with Demolition too, because he was part of them for a brief time. It's like saying when the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal went in. You think about it. You think Draws could have went in because he went in as Puke. Puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. That guy. Puke. Yeah. So, I think Draws is technically in because he was with the Legion of Doom. Just saying. Yeah. But there's so many people that that are dead that should go in, like Draws by himself, Ashley Massaro, anyone. The same. They're not gonna do it. You know why? Because of the whole Stephanie thing, the whole rape thing that pretty much led to Ashley killing herself. I don't know if Ashley Massaro will ever go in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Jazz should go in. I think she went into the TNA Hall of Fame, but I don't know. You know what's funny? Ring of Honor did a Hall of Fame one year. It was the Briscoes, obviously. I think Gabe Sapolsky. Shoot, I don't remember. I think it was Punk. I forgot who. Damn it. I forgot the first class of the Hall of Fame for Ring of Honor. Because they haven't done it lately. I wonder why. I'm kind of surprised, Gabe, obviously, because he booked it and was kind of the owner of Ring of Honor before he fucked it up almost. And Kerry Silken had to save it. He was like the booker for many, many, many years before the Sinclair debacle, which almost basically killed Ring of Honor. And then Tony Khan just swept it up. And, it hasn't been good since, Good pay-per-views, but the TV show is just horrible. And Tony Khan today's on the media call for Revolution said that he is trying to get Ring of Honor a major TV deal. They want a TV deal, so I'm like, yeah, Shockwave, anyone? I don't know what he's going to do with Ring of Honor TV, but it needs major exposure right now. Because them being on the internet and not that many people, having Honor Club, kind of hurts them. It's like, oh, who the fuck is this when you see a Ring of Honor pay-per-view? Who's this? How did he get the title? How did they get the title? What's going on here? You just have to, you read the dirt sheets and you read the spoilers from Ring of Honor TV, and it's like, eh. But if they were on Access TV or something like that, at least some exposure, they get a couple thousand people watching. you know, at least the people that are, not seen much in Ring of Honor, they'll get some exposure. Shit. But I don't know. I don't know. Ring of Honor. I've been following Ring of Honor since 2006 for basically 19 years of following Ring of Honor. I think it's time to pull the plug at this point. I mean, Athena's getting close to 1,000 days. It's getting close to 900 actually. I don't know what's going to happen between now and April 18th, which is Supercard. Don't know who Athena's even going to be facing. And I'm thinking it's going to be Billy Starks again for the 4th time. And this time, Billy Starks going to finish your story, Jordan. Finish your story. We got that, and then, I think all the other titles are probably pretty much going to change. But I don't know where Ring of Honor is going to be in the next 6 to 12 months. I mean, we'll see. That's what happens with that. I mean, there's so many questions going around in the world of professional wrestling, though, that, I'm not going to say what if, but, we'll see. But anyway, leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section about the natural disasters, and then that's not pretty much it. Alright guys, I am out of here. I'm going to bed because I have a doctor appointment in the morning, so got that. But I will be back tomorrow afternoon right here on the channel with your AEW Dynamite review, and maybe if we can get it in before SmackDown, that's what she said, TNA Ring of Honor. So we'll talk about that 10-man tag team steel cage match at Sacrifice that was made, and more action from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, because they're still taping that. Still going on with the tapings until after Sacrifice. So that would be that. And then after Sacrifice, we're on the road to Unbreakable. Even though that's an event, not a pay-per-view. But even a Sacrifice, not even a pay-per-view, it's just an event. But I think our next major TNA pay-per-view, I think, is, what is the next one? Shit. I think the next one is Slammiversary. That's the only way in July. So, they got mini events coming up, so at least we'll get, be on the road to Slammiversary by then, but. And plus, Unbreakable is going to be like at midnight here in the East Coast because, it's going to be like 10, 11 o'clock. Well, actually, like 10 o'clock in Vegas, so you got a long line. You got SmackDown before Mania. You got Supercard at the same fucking time. And then you got the Hall of Fame. And then you got Unbreakable. I'm like, shit. And then WrestleMania Saturday, you got Stand and Deliver. I think it's probably going to be about, I think it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's going to go to about 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern. And then WrestleMania, I think it's going to start at 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern. Night 1. And that's going head-to-head with Collision. Collision. Collision's going to get probably the lowest rating ever. Like 100,000 people going to watch Collision. Insane, because everybody's going to watch Mania. Sad. And then night 2, which is Easter night, by the way, that's going to be going on at like 6, 7 o'clock. And I mean, that's it. But speaking of ratings, Dynamite got an even 600,000 views for last night's show. And NXT was around under 700,000. Not bad, but still. So Dynamite went up like 2,000 views from last week, and NXT went down under 700,000. So, but still beat out AEW barely this week. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with a couple of videos coming your way. As far as SmackDown, maybe SmackDown late Friday night or early Saturday. And then I'll get you ready for Collision that night. I will be doing my predictions for Revolution. Probably Sunday, sometime Sunday. I mean, I'm busy Sunday, so, because, this weekend I'm going to be building my new, my new love-making machine, bed. It's it's not built yet. I have all the stuff there. I just gotta move a lot of shit. It's just insane. This weekend is just me. I'm gonna hurt my back even more because I gotta move my bed, my mattress. I gotta take apart the old bed frame. I gotta put the new bed frame in. I gotta put the new headboard in. Not that it's gonna be, a new headboard because, the headboard I have now, when me and the missus go to town, that headboard takes a pounding. You know what I mean? That's how it goes, because me and the missus just are like rabbits. But, I digress. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here before the missus wakes me up and kicks my ass anyway. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, if you're not down with that, me, her, and the entire prophecy, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Until tomorrow, peace.